Welcome back to the Leadership Momentum Sprint. I'm Isaac Wambua, and today we're building one more piece of your leadership foundation. Every day is another step toward clarity, confidence, and unstoppable momentum. Let's jump in.
Welcome to day 7 of the Leadership Momentum Sprint. We made it. One of the things we've been talking about is consistency, being able to stick with it until the end and building those consistency muscles. Consistency is not sexy, it's not convenient, it's a habit you have to build. And of course, a habit is something that becomes second nature to you. So as you grow as a leader, consistency is going to be key. Today, we are closing out the week with something that's powerful. And this is your 90-day leadership plan. And here's the truth. Leadership transformation does not happen by accident. It happens by intention. And one of the most effective windows for real growth is 90 days. And the question is, why 90 days? Because leadership growth requires intention, not hope. And 90 days is long enough to build solid habits. It's short enough to stay focused and also clear enough to create momentum fast. So that's what we are talking about today. So let's get to the lesson. In this 90-day leadership plan, we are going to focus on 3 things: setting priorities, establishing boundaries, and consistency habits. Your 90-day plan has 3 simple parts. The first one is priorities. And the key question is, what matters most in the next 90 days? And when we talk about priorities, we are narrowing down to the 3 leadership outcomes that would make the biggest impact in the next 90 days. Because when you choose with intention, you stop reacting and you start leading. So that's the first thing you need to have in place in your 90-day plan. Number 2 is boundaries. And the key question is, what protects my focus? What protects my energy? What protects my time? I don't know about you, but we all need to have boundaries. In my case, I have some boundaries that I've set when it comes to my calendar and my time and the appointments that I get to have with either clients or colleagues or even employees. I usually don't hold any meetings before 9 a.m. And it's not because I sleep in. I usually wake up very early. Most of the times at 4:30 in the morning, I'm up. But I don't book appointments before 9 a.m. because there are some things I like to do in the morning. I like to read in the morning. I like to write in the morning. I like to do my thinking in the morning. And most importantly, I like to spend time with my kids. My wife and I have 2 kids. In the time of this recording, my daughter is 6 and our son is 3. And I like to hang out with them in the morning. I like to make them breakfast. I like to take them to school. And then I like to go to the office. And I can make some calls in my car, but that time is protected before 9 a.m. Now, if there's an emergency with one of my team members or a client, which rarely happens, then I can make some exceptions. But normally I have that time protected, and it's been like that for years, really for more than 6 years now. You got to have your own boundaries. You may not be able to do what I do, but in your case, do you have a way to protect the time that you are going to develop yourself? Whether it's reading books, or you're going to protect the time you're going to do your one-on-ones, or the time you're going to have your meetings, or the times you're going to sit and come up with a strategy. Right now, it's towards the end of 2025. As we are doing this recording, we are going to 2026. I'm assuming you've set your plan for 2026 already, or your company has, and they have given you a micro plan for your team. So you need to sit down and think about how you're going to execute that plan and how you're going to get results. So establishing boundaries is going to be a key component of this 90-day plan. One thing to remember is that boundaries are not walls. They are guardrails. They prevent overwhelm, reduce emotional reactivity, and keep you from burning out while you are growing. And trust me, you're going to feel the pressure. Every time you try to do something new or you try to ramp up on the thing to be doing, you need all the peace of mind you can get. You're going to need all the structure you can get. And that's why you need to establish those guardrails. And in this case, the boundaries, so you don't get overwhelmed. The next component of this 90-day plan is going to be consistency habits. Consistency is not sexy. It's not something we get excited about. Now, we get excited when we see the results we produce as a result of being consistent. But when you are building that habit, it's not fun because it means you have to wake up at a certain time, maybe a little bit earlier than usual. You have to be a little bit more organized. You have to be open to your team. You have to stay a little bit later. You have to do a recording like this one on a Sunday, when I should probably be watching my favorite Netflix show. But here I am because I committed myself to do this training every single day. So as you are building your consistency habits, I'm building my habits as well. So we are all growing together. Here's something I know. People don't follow motivational spikes. And you as a leader, it doesn't matter how excited you are or how you show up to your Monday meeting and you tell people, I know we can do it and we are going to do it and I'm excited about this. Yeah, that sounds really good. But trust me, people don't really respond to that, at least not for the long term. People follow predictable, steady behavior. That's what's going to happen. And I talked about this in lesson number 6, and I shared that there's a concept I borrowed from John Maxwell. It's actually in his book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, a great book, by the way. You should check it out. It sold millions and millions of copies. And law number 6 is called the law of solid ground. And it says trust is the foundation of leadership. If you have trust, you are likely to have an easier time leading your people. If there's no trust, there's skepticism, there's going to be cynicism, there's going to be resistance, and you're likely to have a very hard time leading your people. And trust is built in the small, repeated moments, the follow ups, the kept promises, you being there for them, creating a space and a time for your people, going beyond what's expected of you to serve them. So trust is not built in the big speeches that we think we need to give on a Monday morning or Friday or our quarterly meetings. That's not how you build trust. So when you combine these 3 components, clear priorities, healthy boundaries, and consistent habits, you create a leadership operating rhythm that elevates your confidence and expands your influence. And of course, we've been talking about leadership being influence, being able to influence up, being able to influence right across, and being able to influence down. So today, I would like to ask you to take a few minutes to design your next 90 days. And this is how leaders build momentum, not in bursts, not in random wins, but intentionally, one focused 90 days at a time. So let me walk you through the worksheet that we have. Here's the worksheet I have for you. In section number 1, you're going to write your top 3 priorities for the next 90 days. In section number 2, you're going to write down 3 boundaries. And we said these are going to protect your focus, your energy, and your clarity. In section number 3, you are going to write down 3 consistency habits. And these are the habits that are going to build trust and momentum. This could be weekly check-ins, follow-ups, updates, one-on-ones. You'll be able to sit down and look at your plan. Whichever you pick, then pick 3 consistency habits that you're going to practice in the next 90 days. Session number 4 is about your leadership focus statement. Now, you don't have to write this down, but it helps to have a statement that you can read every single day so it can keep you focused. And I'm looking at my phone here, and I want to read something that I came up with yesterday because I'm working on establishing my habits as well. So yesterday, I wrote down 7 daily disciplines. And I do some of these here and there, but not on a daily basis. So in the next 90 days, my 7 daily disciplines. And of course, I want to make sure that after I establish these and they become habits, I'm going to embrace them and do them every single day. So number 1 is to think. Take 10 to 15 minutes to think. I'm already doing that, but it's usually for 5 to 10 minutes. Now I'm going to establish a specific length of time that I'll be doing that. So think, create, connect, lead, serve, strengthen, and review. So think is just to think about my life, my business, and the goals that I have. Number 2, to create a video, write a chapter or a few paragraphs, connect with people, whether they are clients or not, or whether they are prospects or not. Just connect with at least one person in a day. Lead, provide real leadership to my team and the people that I serve. Find someone to serve without expecting anything from them. Now, I got to be very intentional about this. Instead of waiting for opportunities to fall on my lap, I have to decide the day before, who am I going to serve? Strengthen And that's strengthening my relationships, whether with my team or the people that I serve, and then review my day every single day. What worked, what didn't work, what went well, what did not go well, what lessons did I learn. And that's usually hard for me because by the end of the day, I'm usually wiped out and tired. So I really have to get myself to do that. So those are the 7 disciplines I'm working on. And I'm just curious, what are your 7 or even less disciplines, maybe 3 or 5 that you are working? All right, so that's the worksheet. And for those who might be curious about the lessons that we are doing, the 30-day leadership sprint that we are doing, the lessons are drawn from this book that I wrote in 2022. I just revised the book because, again, things have changed. This is 2025. The way people look at things has changed. The way people behave has changed. The style of leadership has changed. So this book is basically 70% totally different from the first edition that I wrote. And it just got approved by the publisher. And I'm going to be getting some books here right after Christmas. I'm going to get a big shipment coming. So if you're in Kansas City and you want a copy, just send me a message and I'll get you a copy. So the lessons that we are going through here, the 30-day leadership momentum sprint, from this particular book, and the one we did today, lesson number 7, is in chapter 2. That's page 21 of the book if you want to check it out. As we wind up this lesson, allow me to say this. As you step into your next 90 days with clarity and intention, I want you to remember this. Leadership is not defined by the title you hold, it's shaped by the choices you make daily. You didn't just finish week 1, you activated a new trajectory. You set the standard for who you are becoming. And as your coach, I'm cheering you on. So keep building, keep choosing, keep leading with purpose. I'm proud of the momentum you are creating, and I can't wait to see you in the next lesson. Your transformation is already underway. Let's keep going.